A very good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Entrepreneurship Cell, I'm really happy to welcome you all to today's session. In a world where opportunities move quickly, your resume is your elevator pitch, a brief snapshot of who you are before you even introduce yourself. Whether you are aiming for an internship, a placement, or a dream project, the way you present your journey can open doors or close them. Yet, most of us find ourselves confused about what to include, what to highlight, or how to make our resumes stand out in a pile of hundreds. That's exactly what today's session is all about. Learning how to structure your experiences in a way that reflect your true potential. Today, we will be diving into the art of resume building so that each one of you feel more confident showcasing your skills, achievements, and personality on paper. We are super excited to have Kritika Ghosh with us today. Kritika is a BCom Honors second year student and currently the Director of Marketing at eCell GMC. She has developed a deep understanding of personal branding, communication, and professional presentation, skills she actively applies through her work in marketing, project management, and leadership. Through reviewing numerous resumes and collaborating closely with teams, Kritika has built a strong sense of what makes an application clear, compelling, and impactful. What makes her guidance truly special is her practical, no fluff approach, focusing not just on the aesthetics but on clarity, relevance, and storytelling through achievements. In today's session, Kritika will walk us through how to highlight your achievements meaningfully, common mistakes to avoid while crafting your resume, and how to structure and design a resume that reflects who you are, how to tailor your resume based on different opportunities. This is a session packed with value, whether you are building your very first resume or refining an existing one. So, without any delay, let's get started. Kritika, we are so glad to have you with us today. The floor is yours now.
Hi everyone, how
How
are you all? Good evening. And how was your Sunday? I hope it went well. I hope it's going well for you. It's a two-way conversation. You can react, you can even open your mic as well. That's all right. So, okay, thank you so much. Hi. So before we start, I will start with a short story. That's something that recently happened with me. So while selecting people, while selecting members for our ESL team, I went through lots and lots of resume. I think we every director went, and honestly, most of them were good, but a few really stood out. I mean, not because they were impressive, but because they were, let's say, memorable. So I would like to highlight a few things that I noticed. So one student wrote a two-page, career objective, which said the same thing 5 times. Then another had a skill section where the first skill was multitasking. And I also saw a resume where the font and the text size changed after every paragraph. So that was I understand. I totally get where you're coming from. Even I was there in my first year. So I believe it's not that we don't have achievement. It's just sometimes we don't know how to, actually present them. That makes an impact. So while in my first year only, I made my first resume for placement cell. If you guys have done the mock group discussion and interview, you must have made your resume as well. So I added whatever I could think of, and now when I look at my old resume and the new one, I believe I've learned a lot, and that is why I'm here to help you all so that you don't repeat the same mistakes that I did in my first year. And that's what brings us to the seminar, which is building up your resume. So before I begin, let me ask you a quick question. If you were the HR manager for a finance related role and a resume landed on your desk, what's the first thing that you'd look at? You can unmute yourself, you can text or anything. That's all right. Yes, Ashwarya.
I think that if I am the HR of a finance job, I would definitely look at the skill set because I feel like in finance you do need prior experience, or not if prior experience, a skill set which would apply equally with the job, or just if not skill, you should have the keen interest for finance, because let's be honest, in today's world, I feel like everyone is trying to be that finance person. So to cut off the line and to actually be that person, you need to have a skill set or at least a passion to do so.
Right, exactly. So, the first thing that HR obviously looks for is that, your resume is relevant to the job. So if I were, that's what Aishwarya said. If I were the HR and I was hiring people for finance intern, let's say, so my first concern would be, the top summary, does it match the job, the experience? Is it aligned to what we need? And if it has the keywords that I'm looking for, you can find the keywords from job description. So if these three things make sense, I think I'd continue reading. If not, I'd move on. I think everyone would. Right. So our resume is our first impression. Honestly, I feel resume is marketing only. It's like we are over there marketing ourselves. This is the whole market, and we are marketing ourselves that, I'm the right person for this role. So to go into it formally, I would say a resume is a simple, structured summary of who we are professionally. So recruiter use it to judge whether they should, take you to the further step, talk to you, or reject you, obviously. And I recently, heard this one thing that the recruiters spend only 6 seconds deciding whether they want to read more of your resume or reject. As I've already written, there's name, education, experience, and skills. That's the first thing they look for. But this three preliminary thing they look above that thing. So first thing could be clarity. So your resume should be very clear. Can they understand you instantly? Matlab, it should not have too it should have basic English words. It should not go too ekdam upar wala. And the structure should be very organized. Your resume should be very organized. It should be aligned. And kyunki, it should look visually appealing, honestly. And impact. So if you have seen in your resume, if you write this say marketing head of ESL, and then you need to write 2 to 3 pointers, and that pointers often we don't realize how important that pointer is, but it really is important, and we should craft it in a way that catches attention. It should have quantitative elements as well. So I'll be again guiding you how to do that as well in the further session. So yeah, now my question to you would be, if you look at both the resume, which one do you think stands out for you? Which one is a good resume and which one is a bad resume? um you can write it in the text box. Otherwise, I believe that everyone believes that the first one is you can consider the first one in the bad one, and the second one could be the good one. So what exactly do you think, why is it a bad resume? On Yeah, Aishwarya.
Yeah, I feel like the first resume, I personally do not, it does not look that appealing. Primarily because, it has certain elements which I feel like aren't very professional. I could be wrong, I'm not sure if I'm
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But the second one does look pretty word heavy, as you mentioned that recruiter only takes like a few minutes to go through your resume. So for them to go through a very word heavy resume would also be a little difficult. So I think the first one is thoda informal, and the
Yeah.
second one is thoda word heavy, but I think the second one does look more professional.
Yeah, right, absolutely. So while hiring, unless you're obviously applying for a creative job or something, they don't really look for colors and everything. They want a very professional, single colored, same font, same text resume, right? So we can call a good resume is what a resume which is clean and easy to read, which uses action word and highlight impacts, not duties, and show achievements with numbers. I think either be they have given numbers only, and they have highlighted a few things as well, so you can see that makes it a good resume. Now moving on, and also a resume doesn't get you hired; it gets you selected, shortlisted, right? So now we will move on to the structure and essentials section. Okay. Now I'll explain the resume format section by section. This will be the skeleton of your resume. If the structure is wrong, nothing else will work. So yeah, let's break it down. So first of all, I'd be showing you. Okay, this is the Harvard resume. I think sab kuch mein there's one thing common, that they have included the same thing only, but it's just kuch mein there's something upar, kuch mein something there's niche. So baki, this is the structure that you are supposed to follow. And for this is the JMC, the one given by placement cell. This is the JMC ka resume ka format, right? So okay, first thing that we need to add is our educational qualification, and I think one should add this ekdam table mein only, because it looks very clean that way. If you've seen Harvard ka resume, you can add it that way also. It has, you know, idhar pura जो भी education है, but I think I personally prefer adding एकदम पूरा box में only. So you have to add, you are supposed to add either 10th ka result and then 12th ka result and your BCom or any that you're following, sorry, any course that you're doing. Other than that, you can also add professional certificate. Let's say if you're doing CA, CFA, CMA or anything, you can, if you, even if you're pursuing that, you can write as well, like, you know, in the score wala cell, you can write pursuing. Though it's better to write when you've completed and you've got this grade for it, right? Then I think, and this section should not be full biography of your school life. You know, you are supposed to keep it strictly professional and relevant, since you're applying for a job only. Second section could be work experience and internship. Okay, so here we are supposed to include, as you can see, the likha bhi hai that you are supposed to include the job role and the position, and then the company name, and the, you know, tenure for, since how for how much you have worked over there, right? So you can you don't have to. Okay, then comes the bullet points. This is may they've made the pointers for here, where it said that you have to mention your key role in the organization. I think ideally you should not go above 3 to 4 pointers, right? And you are also not supposed to add the job descriptions. Like often people add the job. Let's say you have completed an internship, this internship ko you have got through, and you've gone, and they must have given you a job description. So people often add that only, usko let's say chat GPT se thoda choda kara ke. Even I did that one time, but that is the wrong approach. We should not do that. We have to write, we have to quantify our you know, achievements, whatever we have achieved. Like let's say for example, I could write, you know, I handled social media content calendar and increased engagement by 38%. That sounds more professional, right? And okay, so over there, here are a few mistakes I'd be telling you that you should avoid. First, writing in paragraphs. I think you should, I think everyone should write pointers may only, and paragraphs make it all look so text heavy, right? And then we are supposed to use words like you know, uh, more action words, but not like, you can't just simply go and write worked on, helped with. And also you're not supposed to write as a chote mote volunteer. Let's say you move table from here and there, you are not supposed to write that. You are supposed to write more, you know, impactful things only. Moving on, we have PORs. POR, I think isme many people confuse is that ki should we add member wala, like, you know, member tag. I believe if your resume is not getting as a filled, then I think you should add. Otherwise, you can obviously add membership. I think a member. When I was in my first year, I added all my societies that I was with as a member only. So yeah, you can add society, club, college committees, your role, what impact you made, right? Because POR shows leadership, but you know, I think you all should mention the roles where you genuinely did something, not just name dropping, right? They say, let's say, for example, you can give ESL social media member increased event registrations through targeted campaigns. So that's that. Then moving on to license and certification. In license and certification, sorry, extracurricular activity, I missed that. Extracurricular activities may you can add your any sports achievement, cultural events, competitions, college fest role, because it creates a huge impact. In fact, I believe you all should participate. If you're let's say looking for consulting jobs, you should participate in case competitions and highlight those impacts, because recruiters do look into these as well, right? So also isme, I would suggest you, if you participate in a competition, let's say any case competition, you should write it in a way jisme you can also write the number of participants. So if you, let's say if you've registered through Unstock, usme aa jata hai like X number of person participated in this. So you can write just say case competition Hansraj, and then bracket may let's say 500 plus registrations, yeah, participants, and then you can write whatever the position you got. Also, I believe even if you didn't get the podium finishes, let's say first, second, third, you can add national finalists. Let's say you get till the क्या कहते हैं, last wala level, last wala round only, third round, I guess. So you can write your podium finishes as national finalist. Yeah. So that creates an impact. Right. Okay. And mistakes to avoid here would be writing your hobbies and irrelevant childhood achievements. I think the max piche tak you can go is your 10th tak ke achievements. Like since you've also written 10th ke, scores over there, so 10th se piche I wouldn't suggest going. But let's say agar your resume is short, so you can obviously go. But again, it won't be relevant. Okay. And also what I do is my resume, I follow this IM ka resume ka format. So isme I make sections for competitions. Like let's say idhar I will write academic competitions, then I write sports competition, or uske andar hi I write all the competitions that I've participated and got podium finishes in. But isme what, okay, so your whole resume should be ordered from सबसे पहले जो करा है, like सबसे okay, so it should start with the latest achievement to सबसे कम, like latest to oldest. That's what I follow. Right. Next, moving on to license and certifications. So for license and certifications, you all must have done relevant courses from Google, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, and you must have got industry specific certificates with their completion date. So that's what you are supposed to add here. But make sure the job you're applying for, the certificate is relevant to that. Even if you, let's say you're applying for a finance related job, you are not supposed to add apna marketing related that certificate. You are supposed to add finance related certificate only, otherwise it is not relevant and it's taking up space of your resume only. Right. And obviously don't add certificates that you haven't finished. If once you finish the course, then you are supposed to add the certificate. And also, if you have, I think, too many certificates, certifications, I think you are not supposed to add too many because it takes a lot of space only. You can add more impactful things other than this. So yeah, so I think you should keep it selective. Then next would be volunteering experience. So volunteering, just say some of you might be in NSS from our college only, you can add that over here. And other than that, if you work with some organizations, let's say NGO वगैरह, NGO, even NSS अपने college का and NCC from of our college, you should add that. And why just you write the internship work experience or internship with pointers, that's what you have to write. But this having a volunteer experience in your resume, it shows your contribution to the society, and how you're willing to work without incentives. And I think HRs really love this. And in fact, I've heard ki matlab aise, if you have prior aise work volunteering experience from NGO or etc., so your most of your I would say interview goes usi taraf, usi end mein, like they ask question mostly from that. And so it's thoda easy comparatively, I would say. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure about it, but yeah. And again, mistakes to avoid is writing it like a story and adding irrelevant details. Next, academic achievements. So for academic achievements, you can write any scholarship that you've received, any high score. Let's say CUET mein tumhare bahut achhe score aa gaye, you can add that. Then if you were university topper or school topper, let's say, you can add that as well. If you have completed any say olympiads as well, you can add that as well. So yeah. And you have to, but here you have to be specific and only add strong academic wins. Just say let's say rank 1 in art class is not an academic achievement. You can add that maybe in your what is that, extracurricular activities, but not here. Okay, it should be really strictly related to academics. Okay. And बहुत old या irrelevant awards, you're not supposed, that could be a mistake to add that. Okay. And then we have our skills and interest. we can add okay, ये पूरा column सबके में बहुत ऐसे, like every resume has it differently थोड़ा. So you are supposed to write your technical skills, जैसे Excel, Canva, Figma, anything that you are done. Again, this should be again specific to the role that you're applying for. Let's say you're applying for marketing role, then write Canva, Google Suite, maybe Google Suite तो सब में ही जाता है, but like that. Then finance के लिए Excel, blah blah blah. ठीक है. And then you have soft skill. For soft skill you can add मतलब by communication, leadership, that whatever that you've had, मतलब whatever you मतलब जो भी, let's say you did a competition and you मतलब okay, yeah, if you add that you should have a justification कि why you added it. Let's say people are often ask that कि मतलब you've added leadership, where you've showed leadership quality, right? And then interests, you can write interests, you can not you can miss it as well, it's not that important, but you should write it because that shows what you're other than your academics, etc. Yeah. And mistakes to avoid is, don't write too generic skill, and don't write like 20 to 30 skills just to fill space, and don't lie, obviously. I think the resume format over here is done. इतना ही था, ठीक है. And yeah, okay, इसमें okay, I forgot to add one thing कि इसमें जैसे you are supposed to write your full name here and your mobile number, your email ID, and then your LinkedIn profile link. So LinkedIn profile link is very important. That is why you should update your LinkedIn profile regularly. Wherna because people nowadays, I mean HR, they seriously look into your LinkedIn as well. So तुम्हारा LinkedIn should be up to dated with your resume. जैसे resume update करते हो, LinkedIn को भी update करो. That's why I think we had a session with Suhani as well. She must have taught you like really good skill how to build your resume, LinkedIn. So that's that. And LinkedIn, what I do is कि I add the link to it. I hope you all know Word में कैसे link डालते हैं. You can add the link also. So that's that. Right. Moving on to next slide. I'll be now. I think okay. The heavy part over here is done, and I think अब छोटे छोटे points बचे हैं. So let's focus on that. So first thing is writing action verbs. So again, जैसे मैंने I highlighted it in the previous slide कि बहुत ही generic words नहीं लिखने. So I'll be telling you कौन से words लिखने हैं. जैसे कि led, led a project with इतने 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 volunteer to do this, developed, managed, executed, analyzed, designed, coordinated. So that's that. You are supposed to write such words. You can obviously chat GPT आराम से मिल जाता है. That's no big deal, right? But write action words that shows impact. Now, second thing, I think it is very important to use the star method. Star method, I hope you all know, I think we all have studied about star method only. I think I've studied it in my computer ki class, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, so star method, the full form for star is situation, task, action, result. Situation to, okay, I'll be elaborating it. So situation is basically कि क्या situation थी, as in social media engagement was, you need to think your pointers this way only. Situation, क्या situation थी, social media engagement was low for college society. Task, क्या task था, improve reach and member participation. Action, क्या action लिया, designed a content calendar, created reel, introduced polls. And then result, कि उससे क्या result आया, increased engagement by 45% in 2 months and grew followers by 700 plus. So that's that. How you can put it in a sentence for the pointers, it could be boosted social media engagement by 45% in 2 months by creating a structured content calendar, producing high quality reel, and launching interactive poll for the entrepreneurship cell. This looks impactful, right? So that is how you're supposed to craft your resume only. And इसमें you are also supposed to value, make the pointers. इसमें जैसे main points, often people don't do this, but I think it is really important. तभी you can grab attention. जैसे तुम्हारे headings, तो I think that will be highlighted only. But उसके अलावा what you need to highlight is the percentage. जैसे let's say any quantitative figures, जैसे 45%, 2 months. So you're supposed to highlight that so people can actually look at it, right? उसके अलावा you can also highlight your action words. जैसे कि अब मैंने action words I told you कि led, developed. जैसे पीछे भी I think I have already told you कि इसमें इन्होंने ऐसे highlight कर रखा है, जैसे supervisor, customized, developed. So that's that. I think we should highlight. That makes an impact. That catches attention. ठीक है. And next would be to quantify your impact. Why? I've already told you this, but like always include number, percentage, and outcomes. That is really important. Often people बस लिख देते हैं, वही job description लिख देते हैं, but I think you should add it in quantitative terms to create an impact. Next would be avoid generic lines. You're not supposed to, put the point is very ऐसे generalized, okay, कि worked on a project. That doesn't create, think it yourself only. That doesn't create an impact. You have to say it like कि develop the 3-page financial, let's say I'm giving you an example, developed a 3-page financial model analyzing cost efficiency. So what you need to do is create an impact. That's it. Right. Then for the next pointer, convert responsibilities into achievement. Instead of saying कि I was responsible for managing the event, say managed a 250% college event, improving attendance by 40% compared to the previous year. So पूरे slide में what I'm trying to say is that कि quantify. That's it. And convert your responsibilities into achievement. That's all you are supposed to do. Right. Moving on to next slide. Customization and targeting. I get it, it's too much to digest in once, but it is really important. It will help you so much. And I wish I can help you. I mean, I'm able to help you. Right. Okay. Customization. So, okay. So first pointer is that our resume should be tailored for specific role, as in कि you should not have just one resume जिसको आप हर roles के लिए भेज रहे हो. I think एक बार भेजने से पहले, this is what I do as well. You are supposed to check your resume. Let's say if I'm applying for a finance role, I would highlight the finance वाले part more. ठीक है? And if I'm applying for a marketing role, I would highlight the parts of marketing वाले more. So that, because obviously अब एक HR जो कि फाइनेंस के लिए हायर कर रहा है, why would he be remotely interested in seeing कि भाई तुमने मार्केटिंग में कितनी रीच बढ़ाई है? That doesn't make sense for him. That is very मतलब generic honestly. So yeah, so you're supposed to keep your resume specific to the role that you're applying for, right? Then yeah, so customize. Before sending your resume out, you're supposed to customize the skills, project, achievement, keyword and summary. So वो वाले keyword highlight कर दो जो finance के बंदे को पसंद आए, the person from finance likes. And yeah, so what the goal is to make the recruiter feel the person is made for this role, right? Now, moving on, we have using keywords from job description. Up keywords, you have, it is very important कि अब I told you कि keywords मतलब job description से मत देखो, but what exactly you need to see from job description is the keywords. कि जैसे let's say एक job description है, उसमें कुछ keywords, certain keywords लिखे हैं कि we are looking for this जिसको Excel proficiency blah blah blah. ठीक है, तो you are supposed to write those keywords in your resume, and I tell you why you are supposed to write that I'm going to cover in the next pointer, which is ATS. I think you have heard of, I don't know if you've heard of ATS or not, but have you? My question to you, does anyone know what ATS is? Anyone knows the full form of it? No, it's okay, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, so basically ATS means application tracking system, right? It is a software used by company to filter, sort and rank resume before a human recruiter even sees them. So you'd be surprised to know कि maybe, I don't know if you have applied for jobs or not, but maybe half of your, did anyone raise their hand or something? Yes, Veronica. Veronica, you wanted to say something? I think, okay. It's okay, Veronica. You can unmute whenever you can speak, or maybe. Okay, I'll continue. Okay, yeah, right. So, what ATS is? ATS means applicant tracking system, right? So, you'd be surprised to know that half of your, if you have applied for jobs, half of your resumes don't get seen by the recruiter himself. I mean, the HR himself. It goes first to the ATS. ATS tracking system, right? And because obviously they receive like hundreds and thousands of application for a single job. So ATS helps company to automatically, so what they do is they scan from the ATS thingy, right? They scan and then filter candidates based on the keywords, and then reject unqualified applicants, and then they rank the top profiles. This helps in saving recruiter time. So yeah, so that is why they it is very important ki you add words from job description only. um hmm, right. But okay, so this reminds me of a very irrelevant to what I'm speaking, but like a case that I recently happened with me. So I don't know, I got a mail from it's just the word that reminds me of it. It's not relevant, just a story. Just a scam that I'd like to share. So we basically, I applied for. I didn't know if I applied. Maybe I keep dropping my email in LinkedIn, so maybe udhar se mil gaya. And then they texted me. There was this someone from. There was this very big company. I don't know how to spell it. It's NVIDIA. Okay. So someone from that company, pretending to be from that company, maybe asked me कि मतलब अपना resume भेजो and we are giving you this अच्छी सी internship from whichever department you like, and your salary is this from like in dollars only. And then they said कि resume भेजो. And when I sent my resume, I was so excited, and then they said कि oh, it doesn't match our ATS system, and you are supposed to मतलब I don't know, they said something maybe sending money or something, तो फिर हम ATS उससे fix करवाएंगे या तो ATS friendly करके भेजो ऐसे something. तो that was the scam only, but okay, मेरे को बस शेयर करना था. But other than that, ATS के लिए there are few websites that is paid only. So you have to pay a certain fee to get your the resume checked. So you can do that as well. You can go on Google and search ATS, right? So just say if job description say looking for a candidate skilled in Excel data analysis and financial modeling, you must obviously include Excel data analysis, financial modeling, right? Because if you write ki I work with spreadsheets, that ATS won't detect it or match it, right? So also where to find keywords. पहला तो job description obviously, कंपनी वेबसाइट या करियर पेज उनका होता है कंपनी का, एंड देन योर लिंक्डइन का जॉब पोस्ट एंड जॉब लिस्टिंग. ठीक है. And I think, okay, next point would be your okay, role specific versions. So if you're applying for corporate resume, your resume should be clean, formal, achievement focused. It should have no color, जैसे कि you saw the IIM का resume that I showed before. ठीक है. It should be that way only. Then creative resume. अब creative resume can be thoda on the creative side. Let's say if you're applying for design or maybe filmmaking or something like that, तो उसमें you can include strong visual colors, unique layouts. Then research resume. अब maybe often people hire people for research, like I am ke professor and everything. There you might need to highlight the publication, research paper, citations, academic achievement that you have done. वो उधर ज्यादा highlight करने से that is more better, right? Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, मेरा yeah, presentation and design. So okay, ये तो बहुत ही important है what I feel, and because it can make or break the situation for you, because obviously who doesn't like to see aesthetic, मतलब let's say formally aesthetic things. मतलब if I were an HR, I would, मतलब अगर वो बहुत ही misaligned है, that would give me the ick. ऐसे it would trigger my, if I'm exaggerating, then OCD. So we are supposed to keep our, okay, the resume very nicely presented. We have to present it very nicely. So for that, first point would be fonts and layouts. We are supposed, so I'd give you like four fonts. So usi mein it is better to use so Calibri, Helvetica, Lato, and New Times New Roman. You can find that in your Word document only. Sorry, Word में, Word, Excel, anywhere you can find those. ये तो बहुत basic fonts है. What okay, अपना I think college का resume का जो format है, they have used new Times New Roman, but what I personally use is Calibri because it is more as a straight and goes in a plain way. Yeah. Second point, resume length. So we are supposed, okay, this is the very as a major mistake that I have seen and even I have done in my first year. When I was seeing resumes were of like 2 to 3 pages of a person. So that is not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to keep your resume very concise, and it should be, you know, it should not go more than 1 page only. It should be 1 page में एकदम, it should be 1 page में सब कुछ add your everything in 1 page. And I think yeah, it is if मतलब मेरे को first year में लग रहा था भाई, how is it possible to add everything in like just 1 page? But honestly it is possible. It's just you have to use thoda, it takes a lot of energy and efforts, but it is possible. So yeah, that's that. And then PDF versus words. Always send your resume in PDF format. Word में बहुत ही दिक्कत आ सकती है. So बहुत often time things, मतलब let's say if someone is viewing your PDF from, sorry, a Word document from their phone, it is very uncomfortable. Things shift idhar udhar. So that is not good. So always send your PDF in, resume in PDF form. Next, naming your file. So if I wish to show my resume, I need to fix it today itself. I have written Kritika CV final resume and like something like that. So that's not how we are supposed to keep name our resume. We are supposed to keep it key, let's say your name underscore resume, just how if you might have gone through placement cell ke guidelines, that's how they ask us to name our resume. They say ki apna naam likho like Kritika Ghosh underscore resume. I think they ask us to write GMC as well. I'm not sure about that. But that's that. Next, for template, use simple template. um yeah, simple template just I have showed you. The JMC ka template is simple and plain and clean. You can use that, or you can use the IM format as well. Creative ones, so you can also use creative templates, but creative template is for when only when you're applying for creative roles, right? And don't forget to add QR, your LinkedIn link, your portfolio. No, QR, I think QR though it's not really necessary, but like you can add your, okay, so oftentimes I have got as a few as a LinkedIn post where they ask for your resume as well as your that portfolio. So portfolio is a different alag se document that you are supposed to send along with your resume. So you are supposed to make that could be taken on some other session. I think it's very important. Usually ऐसे roles के लिए they don't ask for the portfolio, but like if you're applying for creative role, let's say photography वगैरह, so they do ask for a portfolio where you're supposed to send your samples or whatever samples, as in कि जो भी तुमने काम करा है, you are supposed to add that work, right? So it is important if you're looking for a creative job, I think you all should make a portfolio. It's like PDF PPT form में type होता है ऐसे landscape में, and you can make a website as well. So that's that. And then you can add your LinkedIn link. And yeah, okay, moving on to, एक second, I'm so sorry guys. Okay, so next would be common mistakes that we make with our resume, right? So first thing would be spelling and grammar error. I think it is a big turn off to the HR if you make spelling and grammar errors. So that's matlab, if you see, just if you're making resume in your Word document, you'd see a say what can I say, say line, red line that comes when you have a grammar mistake only. So always check that. So yeah. Next, overusing buzzwords like avoid using hardworking, enthusiastic, passionate, etc. Like use thode the words that I've given you, action words only, right? And personal information, don't include your religion, caste, marital status, photo तो I thought पहले if you have gone through Canva के templates, they usually have photo का पूरा बना हुआ. That is not the right thing to add. So don't add it, right? And what can I say? Next is lying and exaggeration. Don't lie or exaggerate. पहली बात तो you are not supposed to lie, because to placement cell में, I think, I'm not really sure about this, but I think होता है, मतलब हर colleges में तो I heard होता है. There's this process called CV vetting where they see कि मतलब तुमने जो भी अपने resume में लिख रखा है, they ask for the मतलब proofs only कि मतलब तुमने सब कुछ सही लिखा है, या मतलब if let's say you've written कि I participated in this competition. They'll ask for the certificate. They'll ask for the other colleges. Ki let's say inter college mein kara hai, so they'll ask for the other college ke mail proof showing ki that the person have participated. So that's that. And also recruiters know when you're lying. So that's that. Then keep your resume clean. Just how Aishwarya mentioned उसमें पहले कि that was very cluttered. So that is again a drawback उस resume में. But like you are supposed to keep your resume very clean so that people can skim through it nicely. And then don't add irrelevant content, as in ki, let's say let's say I have JMC anti review ka page, and if I add that over isme, but maybe I can add that, you know what, I can add that. Let's say if you have your project, matlab project wale section mein I can add that. Let's say uski reach went till like one of the reel went 60K ऊपर, so I can add that in the project वाले उसमें. And even तुम लोगों का अगर कोई Instagram account है, कुछ भी है, you can add that as well in your project. There's this section called project. You can make a section. I think it will go internships के ऊपर और नीचे. I'm not sure. You can place it anywhere honestly, but like किसी के academics education qualification के नीचे. So you are supposed to add your projects, personal projects कुछ भी है. Let's say you have an Instagram account or anything, you can add that. And no proofreading is a big mistake. You are supposed to proofread at least 8 time maximum. You can do any मतलब कितने भी numbers में, but proofread because before sending your resume out, right? And okay, yeah. So okay, I'll add a few more pointers that can enhance your resume. First thing, build a strong LinkedIn profile, right? So already a session has been taken is pe LinkedIn profile pe. I think you should keep updating your LinkedIn profile. Add portfolio जहाँ भी necessary हो, जैसे marketing design इन सब में ज़्यादातर जरूरी होती है. Add your portfolio. Personal, okay, वही resume and LinkedIn and portfolio should look consistent. Certifications add करो. And the advanced step would be use power word जैसे कि optimized, spearheaded, streamlined, enhanced, etc. And resume tools. There are some tools that helps you make resume, but like I don't think you should refer to that. I think we all should make our resume ourselves only because using chat GPT or whatever. But like पूरा AI को मत दे दो बनाने, but like you should put your inputs as well, right? And there's this new trend going on where people asked ki give your resume in a video format. There was this one internship ka kuch on LinkedIn where they didn't ask for resume, they asked for video resume. So where we have to make a whole video, matlab resume in a video format. That is innovative, I would say. Next, okay, I think most of it is over, but like, okay, I hope you'll participate in this. We have, I'd ask you a few questions. If you've listened to the resume, so the whole session, you must know the answer. So I'll be giving you a sentence and you have to say if it's a myth or a fact, right? So first would be, if my resume is 1 page long, it looks more concise and clear. Is it a myth or a fact? Yeah, right. Anyone? Yes. Who's this? Yeah.
I think it's a fact.
Yeah, right. It's a fact. Right. Okay. And then we should add everything you've ever done, even which is very old and irrelevant achievements. What do you think about that?
Only the relevant achievements should be added.
Sorry?
Only the relevant achievements.
Yeah, right. Great. Then you are supposed to use fancy templates, colors, icons that help your resume. It will help your resume stand out.
That's a myth.
Right. Okay. And okay, my last question to you would be, okay, recruiters read resume carefully from top to bottom.
I think that's a myth.
Yeah, right. Okay, great. Thank you. And so to conclude, what I'd like to say is that what you have to do is that to keep your resume clean, simple, quantified. And what you don't have to do is that what you don't have to do is that don't lie, don't clutter, don't write too many paragraphs, and update your resume every 6 months. If not what I personally do is कि मेरे को कुछ, if I get any achievements or anything, I updated that time only whenever I could. But for the more मतलब if you don't like to do that कि हर time कुछ भी हो रहा है update करो, so you can do it every 6 months. I think you should do it every 6 months at least. Then while submitting your resume, what you have to do is मतलब while mailing your resume, so your subject should be application for, let's say, marketing intern dash Kritika Ghosh. I say your name only. And yeah, I think that would be it. If you have any questions or anything, you can ask. That's all right.
Thank you so much, Kritika. That was incredibly insightful. I'm sure everyone has gained clarity on how to present their achievements better, avoid the common pitfalls, and how to build a resume that truly communicates their strengths. As aspiring entrepreneurs and professionals, these skills are essential because your resume isn't just a document, it's a reflection of your growth, your journey, and the opportunity more interactive. If anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand or drop them in the chat. Kritika will be happy to take them up.
Yes, Shreya.
Firstly, thank you for such an insightful session. It was like really helpful to discover everything. So I want to ask that if we work towards getting some skills or maybe learning something new from open sources, so we don't have any proof of it in form of certifications. So
Hmm.
is it all right to just mention them on our resume? Like, what if it just not having certificates make it more vague for the HR?
You can add, let's say, what was the certification or whatever course that you did, just you didn't get the certificate, if you have any.
It's not like I haven't, but they said it if you don't get certificates, you won't be recognized for it or
Yeah,
just
honest.
eligible enough.
Mhm. Right. So that's the thing. Ki for let's say often, वैसे तो they don't really, well, recruiting. I don't think they actually see for the proof. But for let's say proof, let's say when we have our placement drive, I think there's CV vetting. So usme if you write, I think the certificate that you the certificate, the certification course, whatever you did, but you didn't receive the certificate for it, then I think it will be kind of irrelevant, and again proof nahi hai, so that could be a deal. So what I do is I only add certificates जिसके लिए oh yeah, you can do one thing कि technical skills वाले उसमें you can add that technical skill वाले tools and technical skills tools में you can make a column for tools. I have this thing कि जैसे जिधर मैंने जैसे Excel, Microsoft Office ये सब वगैरह लिख रखा है, you can add that thing वो resume का whatever you learned from that उधर. Let's say you did a course, did the course for Excel only, and you didn't receive the certificate, you can add Excel over there. But like certifications may you can't add that.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much.
No worries. Does anyone else have any question? Yes, Ashwarya.
Firstly, I would like to thank you for conducting such an amazing session. It was very insightful. Apart from that, I have a question. Uh, Kritika, what according to you is the most important sessions that employers look in, like, first glance when they're reviewing your resume?
Are you asking for the most important section that the recruiters look?
Yes.
Okay, I think it is not really your CGP or whatever, but I think let's say अपने role से related. I think it would be your experience only. I think that's what matters. Let's say if you're applying for internship, then they'll see the skills. Yeah, skills PORs. But if you're applying for a job, then they would see your experience if they require that.
Okay, perfect. That's it. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Shreya.
Just a follow-up question to this, like having a better CGP, like 9 point something. So does it give you really an edge, or is it just like the hype?
Okay, for that, I would like to say कि CGPA does matter because oftentimes, like in fact, अभी ऐसे while I went for the internship of, drive for placement cell only, they shortlisted. Pehle to they asked everyone to fill the form, then later on they shortlisted on basis that like that they were the primary what preliminary selection or shortlisting criteria was the CGPA कि 8 से नीचे CGPA होगी, then there's an issue कि वो पहले ही हटा देते, तो that could be a reason क्योंकि often internship के लिए आते हैं companies like in let's say I have a friend from Sukhdev only. He told me कि इंटर्नशिप के लिए दे रिक्वायर सर्टेन 8.5 CGPA, उससे नीचे जा रही है then they don't let you attempt the quiz only, so that could be an issue. So I think you should also keep your CGPA to par at least. Yeah, I don't believe. Oh,
Okay.
though I don't believe they
So,
see that during our, if you're applying for jobs later on, that is not that relevant. Work experience उसके ऊपर आ जाता है अपने scores और grades के ऊपर, but yeah, it is somewhat important. I hope I answered your question, Shreya. Yeah, great. Does anyone else have any questions?
And with that, we wrap our today's session. A huge thank you once again to Kritika for taking the time to share such valuable insights with us. And of course, thank you to all the members for joining in and participating so enthusiastically. We hope you are leaving with a clearer sense of how to craft a resume that truly represents you, not just as students, but as future leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we will see you in our next session. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining.